It's a beautiful segue into talking about generational trauma and Jung. I feel like what you just mentioned is absolutely true. Like, I feel like we're having to develop new pathways and new habits different from what we were taught, because we are actually realizing the trauma, like we were speaking before. We're actually realizing the trauma of our parents and being able to deep that and see like how are we going to support them in that, and like actually realizing that means changing the habits, and changing the habits means doing those things very, very much differently, you know. But on the other side of that, we're fighting against this like collective unconscious idea about generations and generations of hardship, and how the culture itself has reacted to that. So talk to me about that. Talk to me about that union idea of like the collective unconscious, and how Africa has kind of like suffered from that almost, but also our ways of like creating new habits and new ways to actually like fight against that.
Man, that's full circle, huh? That's full circle. That's what you do.
This is what I do.
This is art. This is art, Jeffrey. This is art. But I don't know if we started talking about it before recording.
I think it might
have missed a little bit.
No context.
Little bit. I can't even remember the context now.
Yeah.
Anyway, if I remember it, we can slot it in. Yeah, no. I think us understanding our parents, which is what I was saying earlier, we understand, like, we know they love us. We know that everything they do for us is from a place of love. Everything. Mm-hmm. But it's still, we are changing to fit the times as much as we possibly can. Because we have to survive this. Yes. And we have to survive. Yes. Not breaking any cultural like taboos, like don't do this, don't do that, that's not allowed, like this is unheard of, like it's all heard of here. here they hear of everything's heard of here. So like it's mad. It's a whole different
ballgame.
It's a whole different ballgame.
And they play the different rules, and they will be.
So we have to fit into both cultures, it's very hard. We're doing our best. That's all.
We're doing our best.
Like we still love you.
Yeah.
Like we love our families. It is very. Yeah, it's tough.
Talk to me about Jung, though. I know you studied Jung yourself, right? Talk to me about how his idea of psychology can help us, like, dissect ourselves, also, like, the wider.
So in terms of the collective unconscious, which is what we're talking about, all the norms, the cultural values, everything, and then a lot of symbolism in the case of Jung. So it's the idea that our ancestors passed down not just their features, their, like physically, their traits.
Yeah, the heritage, like the things
they passed down their conscious thought as well.
Yeah.
I mean, unconscious thought as well.
Yeah.
And it's all like a pool of just what's inside you. And I think what Jung, how he demonstrates this is through symbolism, through different cultures. Like you'll have, say like the mother figure that appears in so many different cultures around the world. And it's depicted kind of similarly as well. And I think it's a lot, like symbols in Egyptology are similar to symbols from like Aztec.
Yeah. These symbols, they all mean the same or different things in different cultures?
They mean like very similar things.
Okay.
So it's like the idea that we all came from a people.
That thought.
Yeah. And it's just passed down and down and down. And and we inherit not only thoughts and ideas, but we also inherit the trauma faced by. So something that you're probably going to speak to Rachel about, because she's going to go into lots and lots of very interesting things. But she always drops these very interesting things. She said that so she studies malnutrition, and she said malnutrition can be felt, like can be seen physically in DNA 8 generations down.
Fuck.
So just not getting the nutrients you need in the food that you're eating
yes
is seen as like a 8 generations down.
Do we know how it affects them 8 generations later?
I don't know the specifics. I think Rachel can elaborate more on it.
That's fascinating.
But it's just, yeah.
You think about, for us, I mean, like, there's a whole, maybe not malnutrition, but like there's a level of that in Africa, and like a lot of that I talk about. That I don't know how many generations down that could have happened in one generation and was recovered. So that we all have that in us, you know.
Yeah.
And like you were talking about the generational trauma, I think the balance between the generational trauma and the new age, the fact that we have to adapt to like a European style, like lifestyle, that's cognitive dissonance that causes is fucking insane.
I feel guilty to be here.
Yeah.
I feel guilty to even be here, which is so crazy.
Yeah.
But genuinely.
In what way do you feel guilty?
Like, because I know that my ancestors had a really hard time.
Yes. Yeah.
With these people's ancestors.
Yeah.
You know, and there's just that level of.
That level of like.
Like, my goodness.
But it's so crazy because like we don't. Because I always think about that. Like I don't exist in that. As in like I only know this. Like really in terms of like what I've seen, I only know this reality. Not in their reality where they had problems. But there's that. Even if it doesn't affect me directly, because it affects the culture.
Yeah.
You kind of get off the waves of it, just like slowly. It's like, you know, like sometimes you just be chilling and then something happen. You're like, oh wait, oh yeah, shit, that is something.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. That is
Wait a minute.
There is a thing that, you know, we all understand implicitly that happens, and it's like, you know, and it's that weird feeling of trying not to focus on that. And Barker, I've got a question though. Do you think you've reached a point where you're more, you consider yourself British in the sense of you've kind of been able to, like, not British, but, which actually that might be a question for you.
Have I acclimatized?
Acclimatized, basically. I was gonna ask a long-winded version of that, you know.
Have I acclimatized? No, but I love that you speak in poetry. Have I acclimatized? Sort of. I think I'm appreciating London more. I'm appreciating just walking around with you, I think, and like, oh my god, look how beautiful this building is. Just exploring London. I think with you, with friends, we've been going out, we've been seeing things, and I think I'm very much a Greg's.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Talk to me
like
about
the
Greg's.
British aren't all bad.
Talk to me about Greg's. What's your love for Greg's? Where does it come from? What does Greg's mean to you?
I think that their chicken bakes, honestly.
Yes.
It's the most comforting
It's very
thing.
nice. It's very fucking nice.
And very affordable.
That's the most important
This
part.
isn't a paid ad or anything.
They can make it even more affordable by paying us. That would be great.
I need to do crochet a Greg's hat.
A Greg's mukbang where you eat Greg's. And
We need to market this properly.
And just rate all the different chicken bakes. Have you tried the steak bakes?
No, I haven't.
Those are really nice too.
I prefer chicken. I always get the chicken.
That's
bake.
also very nice. I wouldn't put it past it. I'm just saying.
I'm sorry, I haven't. I don't venture out.
You don't venture out
and
and try different things.
No,
Okay.
I'm a very once I have my order.
Yes.
I'm scared to try anything else.
To be fair, that was me. Like I used to be like, I'll try
bit,
whatever. And then one time I had food at Wagamama. I would never forget this. It's so petty, but I would never forget this. I would never have anything from Wagamama again because of that time. I was like, oh yeah, let me try something new. It's cool, whatever. Like it's just a place, got nice things. You know, I even asked the waiter. I was like, what you recommend?
Bad
Came back, it was the
recommendation.
worst thing I've tasted in my life.
What,
And it was like,
do you remember what it was?
I have no idea. I can't remember to this day. That's
What
why
was
I've just
wrong
banged
with
the
it?
whole thing. I don't even want to try it again. I don't know what it was.
Man,
I think he
they
just
lost a customer.
bro for one bad meal, you know.
Crazy.
And I'm here also like pushing my audience away from it. So I'm sorry, actually. No, welcome. I love you. If you want to sponsor the video, let's fucking go. Okay, I got another question. Talk to me about because I know you're also very spiritual, and I know that the question might be, does that come from your African background? But you're talking about spirituality and what you've kind of like discovered, or what you've learned from that journey that you've been on.
Okay, so